Hello everyone, welcome or welcome back to my channel. Today I will have a video about art supplies going bad and what we can do to prevent it, and let's have a little chat about it. I think a lot of them you will know and be aware of, but there will be some things I will show you that you likely don't know yet. So let's get started. Well, let's start with a Tombow marker. I have those Tombow markers for a while now, and when I first started I like to do my black backgrounds with the markers. It was just easier for me than using paint. I was not that great with a brush and all the little areas. There were no Posca paint pens yet, I think back in 2013, so those markers were the way to go. Oh, you see, I already smeared everything because that's a problem that I have with them. If they lay around for a long time, they get really crusty. I don't know if you can see it. They are leaking and getting all those smears on top of them. And I don't know what it is. It is disgusting. You see, the marker is still working, and it's kind of dried out a little bit. But I cannot be mad about it because they are laying in my studio since 2013. And I think this one you can see a little bit better. It's really disgusting. And my markers are, you can see there from the nib, there are all those little bumps. And I smeared it all over myself now. So we have a video with a lot of stains. I will move them out of the way. I have to throw them out. Maybe I have to do it right now. I don't know how their little, no, oh yeah, it's the same. It's also, I think it's almost little crystals that are growing on the nib. I don't know how well it will show up for you. It is simply disgusting. I don't know if it is something moldy or maybe it's just a chemical process in them. I don't like it. It's, you can see it's bad. They dry out over time. So to prevent it, use them. Don't let them in your studio for a very long time because, basically we are throwing money out now. For a moment, I will throw them away. I will try to wash my hands to clean up the mess a little. So markers will dry out over time. They have gross things growing on them, so use them. I also have a handful of alcohol markers. And to be honest, I don't like using markers. Those are not my, art supply. Let me zoom you in. But the thing is, they also will dry out over time. This one is still juicy, but not really, not all the way through. If they get dried out over time, how you can fix it is by buying the refills by Copic. There's a number on your marker and you can buy the refill. This one is a very old one. I know they have a different type of refills and they all will work the same. You screw it off. You simply drip it on the nib or remove the nib and feel the core of the inside of the marker. Make sure you always store them flat so the ink will just sit and your nibs will work great. Yeah, I don't know, I never use them. You can see they even get some discoloring, coloring change in the nibs just because I don't use them. I don't like alcohol markers. I know a lot of people really like to use it as a base layer and then work with pencils on top. But yeah, it's not for me and that's okay. So I'm really happy that I just have a handful of them and didn't invest in a big set of alcohol markers. So if you run out, use them up, or if they go bad by drying out, you can refill them. That's how we can fix it. Then we have also paint pens. And those paint pens are starting to separate if they are laying on your shelf for a while. You can fix it by simply shake it and the paint will be mixed very well. I also have this one. You can clearly see the separation of the paint and the binders inside the marker. You can shake them. It will be mixed and it will be fine. Well, be fine. With this one I always have trouble. It will dry out. I have problems with it. And you can see it's not empty, it's still full. I'm just not a fan of this brand, Art. This one, it's a brand new one. As you can see, I didn't activate the tip yet. This one, I did activate. It is working great. But if you empty it, you can simply screw it open. If it's dry out, you can remove the tip and rinse it under the water, or you can replace a nib. Those are easily replaceable. But you also can refill them. And I think that is a huge benefit of them. I have some refills to show you. I have a small one in the white color. And there's also a big one, a big bottle to refill your markers. And I got a black one. But they come in all the, they are available in all the colors that the markers are. So, once you run out, you buy a refill and be okay for a lifetime. Well, a lifetime on internet, they, on their website, they had a little disclaimer, you can fill them around 50 times. So I don't know how much you will use them, but refilling a marker 50 times, you have a lot of use out of them, right? And then you, I don't know. You have to replace it, but that's not that bad. After 50 times. Another thing is acrylic paint in a tube. It can be separating and it's a little bit more tricky to get it mixed again. So you can start kneading the little tube it's in. You also can pick up a toothpick and let me poke in the hole, put it in and try to mix it inside the little tube. I didn't have to yet, but you also can knead it and very carefully put it on the palette and mix it on the palette. It's the same with other brands. This one is easier to mix because, I don't know why. It's just easier. They can dry out. You can have troubles with dried out paint, and so far, after all those years, I have used up my paint before it dried out. I didn't touch this one, it's so pretty. It's been there for a while, but Make sure you close it very well, very tight, and I'm sure you will be okay. So you can mix the paints again. It's the same with the watercolor paints. They can be separating the binders and the pigments inside the tube, so you can gently squeeze it. But you also can buy this empty half pens. Squeeze it in and mix it with a toothpick and let it dry so you can create your own little half pen. And then there's also a very important thing. If you don't use your pens very often and you have used them, please let them dry on the air for overnight at least, maybe 2 days. If you moist them and you close your tin and you put them on the shelf and you open it after a few weeks, there can be some mold growing on your paints, and it is something that you really don't want to, you don't want to have mold on your paint, right? It's just gross. So make sure you let air them out, let dry them before closing your watercolor paints, so they are lasting you a long time. The great thing is, if they're starting to, if you see appearing cracks in the paint, it's not a problem. You can wet it and activate it and use the paint. Especially when you buy higher end paints, professional watercolors. This one is a sminky one, and this one was a Van Gogh paint. This one is from one of my boys. That's okay. Then I like to show you an art supply that a lot of us in the color community love to use. And when I talk about this art supply, I always say, they are lasting a lifetime. And I'm talking about the Neocolor 2. They are lasting a very long time. That's right. But a lifetime? I'm not sure anymore. I have those for, almost 10 years now in my collection. And you can see I barely used up the pigments and they appear to be okay. But some of the colors you can see start some cracks. Maybe it won't show up that very, Can you see it? They're starting to dry out. And a lot of you told me last time that I was talking about it, you can just activate it, wet it. But at some point, they stop working. You are not able to activate them once they are dried out. I have one here. You can see how crumbly it is. And people were not believing me. But yes, they can go bad. You can see even the paper is totally cracked open. So let me show you with the water brush the difference. Let me pick up one first. Oh. It's wet. You simply do 1, 2, and then we have watercolor. We don't have any problem with activating, right? You can see beautiful watercolor. You can create great backgrounds with them, but once they are dried out after a few years and they are looking like this, I like to wet it, but you don't get any pigment from it anymore. It is simply not working. We can Put a little bit down there. You can see it's not going anywhere. It is just, yeah, I don't know. The art supply is going bad. It's a shame. So use your neo colors before they dried out. Don't let them go bad. Use those, enjoy them, and don't be too afraid to use them all the way down. And yeah, I'm sure a lot of you didn't know this one. Then another one is your sharpener. They can go bad. Those are really important. If you love to use color pencils, sharpeners, really sharp sharpeners are important. If you don't have a sharp sharpener, a sharp blade in your sharpener, the points will be breaking, your nips will start breaking, and you will simply have trouble. And a lot of people are complaining about breaking Prisma color pencils. And I know some of them are really bad. And that's not only about Prismacolors. You can have breaking luminance or breaking, I don't know, graphite pencils. It can happen. Sometimes the core is broken inside. But sometimes it's simply because of the blade of the sharpener. And you can easily fix it. You take out this little screw. You replace the blade. You can see it was only €3.75 for 10 blades. It's by the brand M&R. And you pick it out, you replace it, and your sharpener is good to go. So remind yourself to replace the blade. Sometimes I replace it, it's depending if I sharpen a lot, if I use it a lot, and if I get resistance with it while sharpening, and if I feel it's not that sharp anymore, I can replace the blade. So it's one good to remember. You can also replace blades in different sharpeners. Like I have this one on my desk by Caran d'Ache. We can take out the sharpener and replace it. And we can put it back in and replace our blades. It's the same with my electric one. I can simply take it out and put it back in. So I always can create results while sharpening my pencils. Then the last thing that can get bad are my inks. I love my distress inks and I keep them in this tin. And when I store them, I make sure I put them upside down. The ink in this little ink pad, let me pick out this one. It will sink to the top of your ink pad. So if you store it upside down and you are ready to use, all the ink is on top. Even sometimes, if you use it a lot of times, it can be dried out. And sometimes those ink pads, you buy them brand new and they are dried out completely, and it's a shame, but it's fixable because you also can buy replacements, re-inkers by Distress Ink, and you can buy them in every color. This is the old paper one. So you simply screw it off. There's a little dropper in there and you drop it on the ink pads, let it sit for a while until it's wet again, activated again. I don't know how you call it. I think it is a great thing to be able to, yeah, refill your ink pads also. So we have a lot of use out of those little things. There's no need to buy a complete new ink pad if we can refill it, right? So yeah. Will it go bad? Not really. We can use it and refill it. So I hope you enjoyed the video, learned something from it, and I hope to see you next time. Thank you for watching. Bye!